Inside Out, Toy Story 2, The Incredibles. Those are the top 3 Pixar movies, period. Oh, but beyond drawings, what about Up, Ratatouille, Toy Story 3, Wall-E, Nemo, Coco? Yeah. All great movies. But I consistently find myself rewatching these 3 the most. I understand Pixar gets a lot of criticism for making too many sequels nowadays, especially with Incredibles 2 being Incredibles 2 and Cars 3 and Finding Dory being just eh. This movie, however, absolutely deserved its sequel, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Why do I like this movie? The main character is a dickhead. It's fast-paced. It's funny, like genuinely, actually funny. It has superb character design. Also, it makes you cry. So, if you're into that, yeah. Now, almost every Pixar movie is trying to be a wacky adventure where colorful characters go across massive distances to overcome personal challenges. I just think Pixar said, let's make the Pixariest movie possible. This world allows for kind of anything, so there's plenty of opportunities for action, landscapes falling apart, and bizarro trip-out sequences. So, that's really my first reason for loving the film, the concept. The entire conversation between Riley's mom and dad is funny literally every time I watch it. This is what happens when you give Pixar's teams of really smart writers a creative idea to play with. See, in Pixar's unfunny movies, let's say Good Dinosaur, Brave, depending on who you ask, Cars 2 and 3, I don't think Pixar's dialogue writers suddenly got worse. But they didn't have the same breadth of creativity to work with. I would be pulling my hair out too if I was trying to make a whole new set of car jokes a second and third time. But here, with the help of really quick and concise editing, you get a hilarious dynamic where emotions bicker with each other, get distracted, get mad, facepalm when not communicating. See, this concept has been touched upon like in 100 different ways, usually with a devil on one shoulder and an angel on another. But when you actually divide them up, give them their own personalities, you get this fountain for joke writing. Now, the reason these dynamics feel original, at least to me, is that we rarely have a character that is this overtly sad or this overtly disgusted in a Pixar movie. It's kind of the epitome of less is more. Characters don't need 600 traits if the 3 they have are well developed. It really is the little things, like how when we meet Riley's imaginary boyfriend, you can see joy get repulsed while sadness sort of starts to smile a bit. Or how in the mom's head, sadness is the leader, while in the dad's head, anger is the leader. I wish the other emotions had some sort of energy radiation, like how anger has fire coming out of his head. That's really the cherry on top of his design. Joy is an asshole, a control freak, a sadness gaslighting manipulator, and I love it. The way she treats sadness like an idiot child is so deliberate, but it always bites her back. Hey, Joy, I think this is a bad idea. Oh, come on, what could possibly go wrong? The fact she wouldn't let a different emotion take center stage in Riley's life creates the entire conflict of the movie. Who's the antagonist of the movie? Who's the bad guy? There really isn't one when you think about it. The conflict is joy versus sadness. Sadness has to be my favorite character, although disgust is a close second, and anger calling SF San Fran Stinktown makes him in a close contention.
Mom and Dad decided to move to San Fran Stinktown.
I love the scene where she consoles Bing Bong after he's upset Riley's forgetting him. Joy makes so many backhanded comments to sadness, even though she'd been carrying the whole journey, and all she has to say is, you know what, sadness? Maybe you aren't so bad. You think so, Joy? No, not really. We still have an hour of movie to go. Also, spoilers, if you haven't seen it, Bing Bong fucking dies. And I'm all here for it. I remember the first time I watched this movie, I was annoyed by his character. Like, oh, okay, he's an imaginary friend. I get it, but I didn't find him particularly funny or that interesting of a plot line. And would you know that Pixar pulled off another genius move? Because I was right. He's not funny. He's not relevant. And that's why he dies. realistically, you could have written him out of most of the early scenes. He just kind of holds Joy and Sadness's hand and walks them around. But that was never his true role in the movie. It was to create weight to the threat of Riley changing for good. His irrelevancy leads to his own death. Maybe Riley will lose those memories. Maybe she will turn for the worse. What I love about his death is it's very predictable. The point wasn't to shock you. He's fading away, and you can kind of tell he's going to do something when he says,
I got a feeling about this one.
but even so, even though I didn't even like his character initially, I was hoping against hope somehow him jumping off the rocket wouldn't kill him. But the movie just slowly drives the knife into you as he just goes away. Man, what a scene. What a film. I'll admit, it's not perfect. The main criticism is that it's kind of all over the place, and that all the human characters are kind of as a consequence of having so many characters and so little screen time. But I'm alright with that. I'm okay with that. Because I don't watch Inside Out for Riley or her unrealistically chill and understanding parents. Like, seriously, if you wanted to portray a more realistic conflict in an adolescent, the parents would have been much less nice. But hey, it's a PG movie. You make trade-offs sometimes. No. I watched this movie to watch Joy and Sadness go through one of the most compelling character arcs I've seen in an animated movie. And to see Bing Bong die. And to see this guy literally do anything.